Vanessa Trump was a true beauty who caught Don Jr.'s eye, and their marriage seemed picture perfect until it wasn't. Together they had 5 children.
That couldn't save their relationship from ending in divorce, however. Vanessa didn't fade into the background after their split. She stunned everyone at Donald Trump's 2025 inauguration, where her radiant glow-up became the talk of the event. Join us as we explore Vanessa Trump's stunning transformation since she left Don Jr., causing a stir. Who was Vanessa before she married Don Jr.? Before we even get to Vanessa Trump's stunning transformation since she left Don Jr., do you know who she was before she even got married? Let me tell you, Vanessa wasn't just a pretty face who married into one of America's most talked-about families. She had her own story, filled with interesting twists and turns that shaped her into the woman she is today. Vanessa K. Pergolizzi grew up in the heart of Manhattan on the Upper East Side, living a life that was both glamorous and grounded. Imagine a townhouse filled with hustle and bustle, where her stepfather, Charles Hayden, a respected lawyer for celebrities, and her mother, Bonnie K. Hayden, a former model and owner of the K Models agency, encouraged ambition. Vanessa had a multicultural flair in her blood, thanks to her Danish and Swedish heritage. Fun fact, her grandfather, Kai Winding, was a renowned Danish jazz musician. Talk about a family with flair. Vanessa attended the Dwight School, a private institution on the Upper West Side, where she was more than just a student, she was a tennis star. Yep, she could dominate the court before she graced fashion runways. After high school, she studied psychology at Marymount College in Manhattan, balancing her academic interests with a burgeoning modeling career. Speaking of modeling, Vanessa started young. By her teens, she was signed to Wilhelmina Models, one of the most prestigious agencies in the industry. Later, she worked with Next Model Management while attending college. If you've ever seen pictures of her from back then, you'll notice she had that timeless, all-American beauty that made her a natural fit for the fashion world. And she wasn't alone. Her sister, Veronica, was also a model. The Hayden sisters were quite the duo, often spotted at events and on photo shoots together. Vanessa's charisma also extended to acting. You might have caught a glimpse of her in the 2003 romantic comedy Something's Gotta Give. It was a small part, but hey, it's not every day you share a scene in a film alongside stars like Diane Keaton and Jack Nicholson. In 2003, Vanessa and Veronica decided to channel their entrepreneurial spirit and open a nightclub called Sessa in Manhattan. While the club didn't stick around for long, it gave Vanessa a taste of the nightlife business and added another layer to her diverse resume. But here's the part that really shows she wasn't just about glitz and glamour. Vanessa had quite an intriguing dating history. During her teenage years, she dated Valentine Rivera, a local street gangster, something straight out of a movie script. Later, she was romantically linked to none other than Leonardo DiCaprio. When she was 20, the two were reportedly seen cozying up at a premiere party. And let's not forget her relationship with Saudi Prince Khaled bin Bandar bin Sultan Al Saud. That romance, however, ended after the September 11th attacks when Khaled's family became embroiled in controversies. Vanessa didn't just stop at modeling and acting. She launched a handbag line called Late in 2010, blending her sense of style with business acumen. While the brand is no longer active, it was yet another example of her drive to create something of her own. So how did Vanessa meet Donald Jr. in the first place? Well, you won't believe it, but their first encounter was orchestrated by none other than Donald Trump Sr. himself. It was 2003, and the New York City fashion scene was buzzing with energy. At one particular fashion show, Donald Trump spotted Vanessa Hayden, a stunning model with a vibrant personality, and decided she just had to meet his son. "Hi, I'm Donald Trump. I wanted to introduce you to my son, Donald Trump Jr., Vanessa recalled Trump saying during their first introduction. Sounds straightforward enough, right? Not quite. Within minutes, Trump Sr. reintroduced the pair as though the first meeting never happened. The introduction hadn't happened, awkward. Fast forward 6 weeks later, fate, or maybe Manhattan's tightly knit social scene, brought them together again at a birthday party. This time, sparks finally flew. Vanessa, with her quick wit, couldn't resist teasing Don Jr. by blurting out, "You're the one with the weird dad." Thankfully, Don Jr. didn't take offense. Instead, they hit it off, starting what would become a whirlwind romance. By 2004, Vanessa and Don Jr. were going strong, and it was clear to everyone that they were serious about each other. That November, Don Jr. decided to pop the question, but in true Trump fashion, it wasn't without a bit of drama. Don Jr. proposed to Vanessa at the Bailey Banks and Biddle Fine Jewelers store in Short Hills, New Jersey, presenting her with a jaw-dropping 4-carat diamond ring. But here's the catch: the ring came free of charge in exchange for a photo op and some publicity for the jeweler. But hey, love is love, and Vanessa said yes. Less than a year after the engagement, Vanessa and Don Jr. tied the knot on November 12, 2005, at Mar-a-Lago, Donald Trump's opulent estate in Palm Beach, Florida. The ceremony was as grand as you'd expect from a Trump family affair. The service was officiated by none other than Donald Sr.'s sister, Judge Marion Trump Barry, adding a personal and familial touch to the event. Vanessa looked breathtaking in a gown by Reem Acra, which she helped design herself, proving once again that she had an eye for elegance. The guest list included about 370 people, with plenty of bold-faced names in attendance. Joan Collins, Sophie Dahl, and Brittany Gastineau were just a few of the celebrities spotted at the celebration. Of course, the entire Trump family was there, including Don Jr.'s mother, Ivana Trump, who must have been beaming with pride for her eldest son. The wedding was nothing short of magical, blending old-school glamour with the larger-than-life flair the Trump family is known for. After saying their vows, the newlyweds danced the night away in a lavish reception that guests surely talked about for years. After the wedding, Vanessa and Don Jr. jetted off for not one but two honeymoon destinations, Fiji and Mexico. While the details of their tropical getaway remain private, it's easy to imagine the couple basking in the sun, sipping cocktails, and enjoying their first few weeks as husband and wife in paradise. By the following year, the couple was ready to share even more exciting news. In November 2006, Vanessa and Don Jr. hosted an intimate cocktail party at their Upper West Side condo overlooking the Hudson River. Surrounded by close friends, they revealed that they were expecting their first child. The announcement marked the beginning of a new chapter for the pair as they prepared to transition from newlyweds to parents. Though their relationship didn't last forever, but more on that later, it's clear that those early days were full of passion, humor, and a touch of Trump-style spectacle. Fast forward to 2007, and Vanessa and Don Jr. were officially living the dream, or so it seemed. The couple welcomed their first child, a beautiful daughter named Kai Madison, that May. It was the beginning of a big family adventure for the duo, who had often expressed their desire to have a house full of kids. Vanessa seemed to glow as she embraced motherhood, and Don Jr. wasn't shy about showing off how proud he was of his growing brood. The years that followed brought more joy. In February 2009, their second child and first son, Donald John Trump III, nicknamed Donnie, arrived. The couple's Instagram-worthy family moments gave everyone the impression that they were the perfect picture of domestic bliss. With Donnie and his big sister Kai bonding and thriving, it seemed like the Trumps had found their happily ever after. By October 2011, baby number 3, Tristan Milos, had joined the family, and the Trumps were in full-on parenting mode. Don Jr. often gushed in interviews about how hands-on Vanessa was and how much their kids adored her. Family outings and social media posts painted a rosy picture: picnics, holidays, and plenty of hunting and fishing trips with Don Jr., who was eager to share his love of the outdoors with his children. As if 3 weren't enough, Vanessa and Don Jr. welcomed their 4th child, Spencer Frederick, in October. By 2012, their family was becoming the kind that Christmas card dreams are made of. Vanessa always looked effortlessly elegant despite juggling 4 young kids, and Don Jr. was the doting dad, proudly showing off his little ones. But the surprises didn't stop there. In January 2014, the couple announced they were expecting their 5th baby. Don Jr. shared the news with his usual humor, joking on Twitter about the sleepless nights ahead. Vanessa, meanwhile, shared her excitement, calling it another blessing for their growing family. That June, they welcomed their youngest daughter, Chloe Sophia. By the time they had 5 children under their roof, it was clear that Vanessa and Don Jr. were fully committed to building a large, bustling family. They shared adorable family moments like outings to Disney on Ice and holiday photos at Rockefeller Center, where their love for their kids, and seemingly each other, was on full display. For years, Vanessa and Don Jr. seemed like the ultimate power couple. They supported Donald Trump's presidential campaign together in 2015, with Vanessa always at Don Jr.'s side, smiling and waving to the crowds. She even played the supportive spouse role during the chaos of campaign life, managing their household while Don Jr. hit the trail for his father. Social media only added to the perception that they were rock solid. From birthday tributes to family vacations, everything seemed picture-perfect. Don Jr. posted heartfelt messages for Vanessa's birthday, calling her the best mom in the world and sharing sweet family snapshots from the beach. Vanessa seemed to have it all: 5 beautiful kids, a doting husband, and a high-profile lifestyle that many envied. But as we all know, social media is just the highlight reel. Behind the scenes, cracks were beginning to show. Gossip about Vanessa and Don Jr.'s marriage had been swirling for years, but when the news of their split broke in 2018, it still caught many people off guard. After over 12 years of marriage and 5 kids, Vanessa Trump officially filed for an uncontested divorce in Manhattan, surprising fans of the Trump family. In a joint statement, the couple said, "We have decided to go our separate ways." Short and sweet, but let's be real, there was much more to the story. An uncontested divorce is rare in the Trump family's world of high drama, making this announcement even more intriguing. Kenneth Burrows, a New York matrimonial lawyer uninvolved with the case, summed it up best: "An uncontested divorce is the much saner and healthier way of doing things, which makes it unusual for the Trump family." The decision to part ways seemed, on the surface, amicable. Vanessa's choice of a low-profile lawyer, David Fizzen, suggested she wanted to keep the process as private as possible. David, based in Westchester County, wasn't the flashy, headline-grabbing attorney you might expect in a high-profile Trump divorce. It was a subtle move that hinted at Vanessa's desire to step away from the Trump family's chaotic spotlight. While the divorce announcement seemed sudden, insiders claimed the cracks had been forming for years. Anonymous sources painted a less-than-rosy picture of their marriage, with allegations that Don Jr. kept Vanessa on a tight budget and didn't give her much help with their 5 children. Vanessa's spokesperson denied these claims, but it was clear their relationship had its struggles. Financial issues aside, rumors of infidelity also cast a shadow over their marriage. Reports surfaced that Don Jr. had a serious affair with singer and Celebrity Apprentice star Aubrey O'Day. The shift in Don Jr.'s focus wasn't just about his work. It was also about his growing presence on social media, where his posts became increasingly polarizing. For someone like Vanessa, who preferred a quieter, more private life, this stark contrast in lifestyles created tension. Adding to the strain, Don Jr.'s frequent absences didn't help matters. Between work obligations, political events, and social commitments, he spent a lot of time away from home. Vanessa, left to manage their bustling household alone, reportedly felt the weight of his absence. While the divorce announcement didn't come with a detailed list of reasons, it's easy to piece together the factors that likely led to their split: the alleged affair, Don Jr.'s public and political life, and the challenges of raising 5 kids with minimal support. Even the seemingly simple issue of financial disagreements played a role in their unraveling. By the time Vanessa filed for divorce, it was clear that the love story many had admired from the outside wasn't built to last. Their joint statement about going separate ways sounded amicable, but the years leading up to their split suggest a marriage that had been struggling for quite some time. Moving on, for her, the divorce was a turning point. Vanessa Trump's stunning transformation since she left Don Jr. has been causing a stir and hit its peak at the inauguration of Donald Trump for his second term as President of the United States in 2025. Standing proudly alongside her 5 children, Vanessa captured everyone's attention with her radiant glow, looking as if she had stepped right off a runway. Gone was the reserved and often overshadowed Vanessa of years past. In her place stood a confident, vibrant woman who seemed to have found herself again. One of the most noticeable changes was her appearance. Vanessa looked younger, healthier, and more energetic than she had in years. She had a toned and elegant figure reminiscent of her modeling days. Her golden blonde hair was refreshed with a modern sun-kissed touch that framed her face perfectly. Post-divorce, Vanessa didn't just stop at a physical transformation, her entire outlook on life seemed to change. No longer tethered to the high-pressure world of her ex-husband's public and political life, she began focusing on her own happiness. She invested in her health, adopting a lifestyle that prioritized wellness and balance. Vanessa embraced the chance to put herself first for the first time in years. And it wasn't just her health and beauty that got a makeover, Vanessa reignited her creative passions as well. She reconnected with her love for fashion, dabbling in design, and even reviving her flair for style. Her social circle noticed how she carried herself with a new sense of independence, radiating an energy that made it clear this was Vanessa fully in control of her life. Despite the split, Vanessa remained close to the Trump family. Her focus was always on her children, and she worked hard to ensure they maintained a strong connection with their father's side of the family. At the 2025 inauguration, Vanessa showed her unwavering dedication, standing with her children as they celebrated their grandfather's return to office. The family moment was touching and proved that while her marriage to Don Jr. was over, she hadn't severed ties with the Trumps. It was obvious to everyone watching that Vanessa was thriving. The glow-up wasn't just skin deep, it was the result of a woman spreading her wings and living life on her terms. And honestly, she's better off for it. What do you think are some of the biggest factors that contribute to someone's glow-up after a divorce? Let us know in the comments and subscribe to our channel for more.